What's going on, internet? I am the Maskman, and in this video, I will be answering some questions that were sent to me by Vlog Easy. I'm gonna leave the name and title because she sent me several questions. I'm just gonna answer them all at once and just do the video like that instead of breaking it up into several videos. So here we go. Okay. Do you think America is ready for a female president? Um, I think America is about as ready as they're ever going to get for a female president because Hillary Clinton is basically the de facto candidate already. I think America is accepting of a lot, and I think they would love to put a white woman in right after they put in Barack Obama. I don't see any reason why there's many hangups to a female president, because you're not gonna find too many people who are gonna speak out loud and say out loud that they don't think that there should be a female president. I mean, Ti, he messed around and said it, and he immediately had to take it back because he wasn't willing to deal with the backlash of that kind of statement. So I don't know. I really, in this stage, seeing how much popularity Hillary has gotten, how far she's getting, I don't really understand the logic of being against a female president. I guess the perception that she's not strong enough or whatever, but the presidency is not, all that. It's not as if you have to be such a strong person to be the president. You have a whole nation around you, so you can be weak and you can be kind of frantic, and you'll still have a nation to support you. That's why Donald Trump is getting any kind of consideration. I mean, because if it were really that serious, if the presidency were really that serious, they wouldn't allow Trump. They would just say, "Look, we didn't had enough of your shenanigans. We don't like you. You bad for America. You are not allowed to run." They would just straight gangster him out of the race. Because if it was that serious, you wouldn't be allowed to play those kind of games. So clearly it's not that serious. So I think we're ready as we're ever gonna be. I don't feel that a female president is gonna be better than any of the male presidents. It's just one of those landmark symbolic things. And they may be ready to do that kind of symbolism. Is voting really important? Is the next question. No, voting is not really important. Um, or at least voting as an individual is not important. Black people have to recognize that we have to vote as a block. We have to vote as a team, and we have to vote locally, and we have to put things on the agenda to be voted for. We have to get an agenda, make sure that the people put it on the dockets or whatever it's called to be voted for, and then as a group we vote for it and we move as a unit. Voting as an individual is a stupid thing, and it's always vote however. Black people will tell you, your ancestors used to vote, everybody used to vote, but they always tell you to vote as an individual, to just vote your conscience, just vote any way you want. Well, if everybody is just voting any way they want, then we're not getting anything as a group, so we're not getting anything out of voting. So I don't believe that voting is important, or voting is something that we just need to do. As long as we're in the condition that we are today, this scattered, fragmented group who don't work together, there's really no purpose in voting. The only reason I vote is because my family forces me to. just like a whole lot of other things that I can't control because I don't have control over my life. But other than that, it's not really a important issue. It's not really something that matters all that much. Next question. Your thoughts on biracial people claiming to be black and blacks always accepting them into our race, yet if we're accepting them into our race, yet if we're mixed, whites won't accept us. Okay. Hope you understand that. I did. I just had a little trouble reading it. If you're mixed, whites won't accept us. Well, we're supposed to because they are black. And nowadays people want to play that game that they're not really black because they got white in them. But it's just the reason white people will play the game and white people are playing the game because you are what they say you are, according to white folks. It's like you are what we say you are. So you were black. See, we considered any blackness in you to make you black, and we lumped you in with the rest of the black folks. So you had to live the existence of a black person in America. Now in 2016, because we don't want all you niggas working together. If you're mixed, you're not white. Don't get crazy. You're not white, but you're not really black, because we don't really want you all too many of you niggas working together. We want to keep the division. See, at first it was to keep you from getting the privileges and the benefits of being white. Now it's to stop you from working together. We need to accept the mixed race black people in. But they gotta claim their blackness. They can't downplay their blackness. They can't put something above their blackness. They gotta be proud of their blackness. And if they not, then we need to beat their ass and kick them the fuck out. Yeah, you still black, but you not welcome. Because if you don't run and represent, then you don't belong around us. If you ashamed of being black, we not. So you need to get over that, and you need to come correct. So I'm down for accepting mixed race people. I think they black. They as black as we are. We may not have a parent, who is white, but we still live under white supremacy, and we all still lumped into the same category. So I'm not trying to play that game where they're not really black and they really not black. Fuck that. They are as black as you needed to be 100 years ago to be considered black. So if you was black 100 years ago, you black now. That's as much as I want to say about that. Okay. Why work just to have a place to stay and never get a chance to be home? Because you're always working to be able to have a place to stay. In other words, what do you think minimum wage should be in order to live a comfortable life with no is in capital letters, struggling, for people that didn't graduate high school and people that did? Okay. So this is basically a question of why work so hard and what should minimum wage be? I've long, or for a while, I've been pondering this question because America really doesn't have to be set up the way that it is anymore. I mean, for people who watch movies like Zeitgeist and people who know about, what's that old nigga? That really old nigga. I can't think of his name, but, Jack Fresco. People who know about people like Jack Fresco, and the Venus Project. It's like the world could be in amazingly better like tomorrow. Like there's technology, there's plans, there's all kind of ways that we can improve the world tomorrow, and people wouldn't have to work a job just to live. And even if you didn't want to take it to that scale or to that level, we could just make being a blogger a job, because information is really what we're exchanging today. America doesn't really produce anything. We don't manufacture anything, but we are the major producers of information: movies, TV shows, social media. We produce that. We manufacture that. We manufacture ideas, or places where people exchange ideas. Now, they're low level, um, unimportant ideas, but people still congregate, people still come together. So I believe that people who are involved in information or exchanging information, that should be a career. That should be something that people pursue. I'm pursuing it as a career, just getting around, giving my opinions, saying what I feel, saying what I think. So other people should do that, and we should have think tanks, and we should have all sorts of things centered around that. But that wasn't the question. The question was, what do you think minimum wage should be? I think you really can't get around the free market system, because of how business is set up, because businesses have a fiduciary obligation to make more money every year forever. They're supposed to make more money every year forever, because that's how businesses are set up. They have to lower cost and raise profits. And one of the costs of being in business is how much you pay your employees. So they're not going to pay their employees a living wage, or a wage where they can be really successful. They're not going to do it as long as we have capitalism in the form that we have it today. Capitalism has to be changed. It has to be either dismantled, or it has to be retooled. But if you want to see people without a high school diploma living good lives in America, or living, very comfortable lives where they don't have to stress and work that hard, then you're going to need to change what capitalism is and get a real free market, which is not what we have. So I don't know. I don't know what, you can't just jack it up. You can't just jack up minimum wage, because that's going to force a lot of businesses to either try to automate their processes, or that's going to make them go overseas if that's possible. It's just, businesses want to make more money for the people at the top, and you can't stop that unless you change the reason that people go into businesses. For so long, people just go into businesses just to make money, but businesses should exist to make the world better. There's so many businesses out here that are just tumors. They're just tumors on society. They're just sucking up land, resources, and people, and they're not doing anything that the world needs to be done. They're just tumors. They're just cancer. They're just businesses. So many businesses are just cancers of society. They're just killing it. And nobody can say anything because, capitalism. So business is too messed up. So the best thing you can do, is try to work for yourself, try to figure it out. And I don't mean work for yourself as in being self-employed. I mean just navigating the system for what it is and making the moves that best serve you. You may need to be with a job, but if you see that this job is not paying you enough, then you need to scout another job and sneak out the back door as soon as possible, and don't tell them nothing, and sneak into another field and do whatever you need to do. Be a hustler of jobs. So that would be my answer to the question. I appreciate your question. I thank you for your questions. Anybody else, let me know how I did. How do you feel that I answered the questions? Leave it in the comments. Rate the video, like it, dislike it, be honest. Subscribe to my channel if you want to keep up with the videos that I'm making. or producing. If you want to send me a question, you can send me a question at the MrMaskman at gmail.com. If you want to follow me on Twitter or find me on Facebook, you can do so at the MrMaskman. That is all I have to say about this subject. So I will see you in the next video.